Hi, I'm Paul, and this week I've been testing this monstrous motorcycle, the Harley Davidson Electra Glide Ultra Limited. Now, the Ultra Limited is the flagship model of the Harley Davidson touring bikes. It's benefited from the Rushmore project, which has been going for 4 years and has seen a complete redevelopment of the power plants that they're putting in these motorcycles. Now, again, this has got the flagship motor in it. It's the 103 cubic inch or 1700cc V-twin, but it's virtually water cooled. It's what they call a twin cooling system. It's air cooled in the old fashioned way, but there's a bit of water there that cools the heads and the exhaust ports. Now, as the flagship touring model, it has got just about everything on it that you'd want on a touring motorcycle. A fantastic fairing that in actual fact keeps you a bit warm, but Harley Davidson have thought about that, and it's got great little air vents that you can actually direct some wind flow towards you. It's got an entertainment system that is flashier than you get in most cars. It's got a big 6.5-inch colour screen in front of you that's got GPS, it Bluetooths to your phone. Anything media-wise that you want, it pops up on the screen, and you can control it through two little toggles that are on the handlebars. It works seamlessly. They've done a fantastic job. Now, Harley Davidson have been very clever with this Ultra Limited. They really have mixed the classic features from Harley Davidson and formed it into a modern package. It handles surprisingly well. There's a decent amount of ground clearance on both sides. It's got great brakes that are linked, and they've also got ABS, so you're not going to have any skids or get yourself in any trouble. The motor actually produces a decent amount of power. 6th gear's an overdrive, and you can see if you're in 6th from the gear change indicator on the dash, but kick it down a couple of cogs and this thing really gets up and goes. Now, if your better half likes coming out on the motorbike with you, well, I think she's going to be pretty happy with the back seat on this Ultra Limited. It really is palatial, the amount of comfort that you get on the back of this bike. The pillion gets their own footboards, they even get their own stereo controls and also their own speakers. Now also, if two of you are going away on a tourer, you want to be able to take loads of luggage, and the boot on this motorcycle, again, is bigger than you find in a lot of cars. It flips up nicely, it's got a strap there to secure it, so it doesn't damage the hinges, and you can get two full-face lids in the back there, or an awful lot of clothing to take away with you. The panniers work nicely either side. Again, they flip open very nicely, and there's plenty of room in there to put all your bits and pieces. Being a long-distance tourer, you really do want a comfortable ride, and Harley Davidson have given the Ultra Limited a great suspension package. They got 49mm forks at the front, which are nice and firm. They don't dive through their stroke when you're using the great brakes, and they really do make this actually quite an agile motorcycle, despite it being over 400 kilos. At the back end, it's got an air suspension system, and there's even a handy little valve down by the panniers at the back, which means you can add a bit more air if you need, or take a bit out, depending whether you're going to have someone on the back or you're going to have loads of luggage on the bike. Now, I've done about 2,000 Ks in this Ultra Limited in the process of testing it for the magazine, and I must say I've been remarkably impressed with it. Despite its size, it really does handle well. It doesn't shiver and hide when you come across a gorge. Instead, it carves through the corners perfectly. I haven't touched anything down on it. Okay, you could scrape the floorboards if you really wanted to be silly, but there's no need. It's not that sort of bike. It's got cruise control, it's got a fantastic stereo system, it's got heated grips. Really, it's one of those bikes that you just sit there, you enjoy the cruise, and it just does everything perfectly. Now, being the flagship Harley Davidson and being such a comprehensive touring motorcycle with all the gizmos that it's got on it, you expect a decent price tag on the Ultra Limited, and it's $41,500 as you see it here. Okay, sure, that is a lot of money for a motorcycle, but this is a lot of motorcycle.